What's up, guys? My name is Jerry, and today's video is going to be on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we're going to be talking about how this team should not be slept on in the next NBA season, and we're going to jump right into the video. Now, it seems like a lot of people forget at one point last season, the Cleveland Cavaliers were one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference with Jared Allen in the lineup and fully healthy. They had a record of 35-21. They were on pace to win 51 games on the season, which would have had them at second place in the Eastern Conference. But when Jared Allen went down with his thumb injury, it took a huge toll on the Cleveland Cavaliers as they went 9-17 without him. And then to add to that, they had to deal with a bunch of COVID situations and also injuries to key players like Darius, Garland, and Evan Mobley. And I think all of this played a huge role in them falling to the 7th seed and losing in the play-in tournament. But despite all of that, I still think the Cleveland Cavaliers had a good season because they found so many different things that they can build off of. Now, with the Cleveland Cavaliers having so many great things to build on, I think they really put the nail in the coffin by drafting Evan Mobley last season with the number 3 overall pick. And I think this guy could have easily went number 1 in the draft. I think he has that type of potential. And the reason I'm so high on Evan Mobley is because of what he can do on the defensive side of the ball. Now, he stands at 7 feet tall with a 7'4" wingspan. And when I bring up his physical attributes and saying that he can play defense, you guys probably think that I'm referring to his rim protection, but he can do so much more on the defensive side of the ball. And this is where he becomes dangerous because he has that ability to be able to switch onto smaller players, and he has the athleticism and lateral quickness to give them a hard time and a lot of times force them into a turnover or a really bad shot. And one day Evan Mobley is going to confidently be able to say that he can legitimately guard 1 through 5. I think he has that type of potential on defense, and it doesn't just stop there for him. He's so good in so many different defensive situations. He can guard the pick and roll, being disruptive on those bounce passes and those lob passes with his long wingspan. And then also, he's a great help defender. He knows when to rotate down and come over and block the shot. And then while still being able to do all that, he can hold his own in the post and guard the bigger players in the NBA. So he really is the complete package on the defensive side of the ball. He gives you size, athleticism, and IQ. And it's really the same thing on offense. I think he's a very versatile player. He can score from all 3 levels. He showed the ability to knock down the 3-point shot. He can score from the mid-range, and he's great at finishing around the rim. And then also he has post work. He has the post fade to his game. He has a very soft post hook. And then also he can serve as a threat in pick and roll situations. With him being so skilled as a big man, he can come off that screen, catch the ball. He can pop and shoot it, or he can roll to the rim and finish strong inside the paint. And then also Evan Mobley can handle the ball, so he can catch the ball in stride, hit a defender with a move, and score. And he's a great enough passer to create a play with his passing ability. So he has so much potential on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball. And what I think is going to come down to Evan Mobley is how bad does he want to be great. And I think the only thing that can stop him from being great is himself, because he has everything in his toolkit. So the Cleveland Cavaliers have something great going with him. And also the Cleveland Cavaliers were able to send 2 players to the All-Star game last season, which were Darius, Garland, and Jared Allen. And I think both of those guys played a fantastic year of basketball, and they definitely deserve to be all-stars. And we look at these guys individually, starting with Darius Garland. I think he did a great job of improving his play on the court and improving it off the court as well. I think he was a great young leader for the Cavaliers last season. And we look at what he was able to do on the court by improving his game. I think it was safe to say that he improved every facet of his game last season, starting with driving the basketball. I feel like that's something he's gotten so much better at. Watching him last season, he showed the ability to knock down the floater. He could finish through contact, make acrobatic finishes. And then I think he added something to his bag that's very important for smaller guards to have, and that's that high glass layup. And then with him adding that to his game, I think it makes him a legit 3-level scorer. He can knock down that three ball off the catch, off the dribble, and then he can also get to the mid-range and pick his spot and pull up for a jumper. So I think he's a complete three-level scorer. He averaged 21 points and 8 assists last season, and that's what I think makes him so dangerous, is that he's also a very good playmaker. So he does a great job of setting up his teammates. He hits shooters right in their pockets. He throws the lob pass perfectly, and he's just so dangerous in that pick and roll. So I love what I saw from Darius Garland last season. And then we look at Jared Allen. Now, Jared Allen is coming off a season where he averaged a double-double. He put up 16 points per game to go along with 11 rebounds, which is pretty damn good. And what I love about Jared Allen is that he provides so many things that's important in the game of basketball, starting with his elite rim protection. He's one of the best shot blockers in the league. And then he also does a great job at rebounding the ball. He gets it done on both the offensive and the defensive glass, and he just has a great motor when it comes to rebounding. And I think he's become a little bit more versatile on the offensive side of the ball. We know he does a great job as a lob threat and finishing strong around the rim. And one area that I've seen him improve in is his post scoring. He did a great job of playing with his back to the basket, and he was a much more dangerous post scorer this season. And then he just seems like a guy that's all about team success. We see him do a lot of the little things. He sets effective screens. He dives for loose balls, and then he's always playing help defense. So the Cleveland Cavaliers, they had a few guys that saw great individual success last season, and then I think the Cleveland Cavaliers also saw success as a team. They had one of the best defenses in the league when they were fully healthy, and their most dangerous defensive lineup was when they ran 3 7-footers, and those 3 7-footers were Lauri Markkanen, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. When those three guys shared the court together, the Cleveland Cavaliers had the best defense in the league. And Evan Mobley plays a huge role in that because he's so versatile on the defensive side of the ball. And then with those 3 7-footers, they did a great job of playing the passing lanes, making it very hard to pass the ball. And then they also did a great job of packing the paint. And then that defense got a little bit more dangerous when they put a tenacious defender like Isaac Okoro in the game. He does a great job of fighting through screens, which allows those bigs to drop a little bit and pack that paint a little bit more. So I think that's how they saw team success. And then also they've been busy this offseason. They've brought back a player that really helped them a lot last season, which is Ricky Rubio. And before he went down with his ACL injury, he did a great job of helping the Cleveland Cavaliers as a secondary ball handler and a secondary playmaker. We just seen him initiate the offense whenever Darius Garland was not in the game or whenever he didn't have the ball in his hands. And Ricky Rubio did a great job of that. And then also they could potentially have Colin Sexton back, who they did not have due to injury last season. And I'm not 100% sure if the Cleveland Cavaliers plan on keeping him, but if they do, this is a guy that's averaged 20 points in this league before, and he's still super young. He fits the timeline of this team, and his services could definitely be helpful to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And though the Cleveland Cavaliers did not make the playoffs this season, I still think they should not be slept on, and I think they could be one of the most dangerous teams in the Eastern Conference next season. That's just my opinion. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below what you think. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and then subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, man, and that's curtains.